If you've ever finished an edit, exported it, uploaded it to YouTube, and then watched it back thinking, why does this look worse? Well, that feeling is real, and it's not in your head. Your video did get worse. Between your timeline and your viewer's screen, YouTube ran your footage through a compression machine. And if your export wasn't set up correctly, that machine had very little to work with. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening and give you the specific numbers that fix it for 1080p and 4K. When we're done, you're going to save a preset. That means you never have to think about this again. And I want to show you one setting in particular that most creators never touch. It's in a place you wouldn't expect, and it makes a visible difference to your video quality. Here's what actually happens when you upload to YouTube. YouTube does not just take your file and play it. It converts your video into about a dozen different versions, different resolutions, different bit rates, so that someone watching on a phone with slow Wi-Fi gets a smooth experience, and someone on a big screen TV with fiber internet gets the best quality version. Now, here's the key thing to understand. YouTube is making a photocopy of your video. And just like a real photocopy, if the original is sharp and clean, then the copy looks great. But if your original is already blurry or compressed, well, that copy looks worse. Your export settings determine how good that original is. Most people export with the default Premiere settings. And these defaults are fine for getting a file out the door, but they're not optimized for giving YouTube the best possible source video to work with. And the result is often that soft, blocky look you've probably noticed. So, let me show you exactly what to change. I'm going to go through each setting one at a time, and I'll tell you not just what to set it to, but why. Because once you understand the why, you'll never second guess these settings again. All right, let's get into Premiere. I'll show you my export dialog, and we'll go through each setting. First is the format. You want H.264. This is the codec that YouTube actually recommends in their own upload guidelines. It will generate an MP4 file. It's compatible everywhere. Now, some people will tell you to use ProRes because it gives YouTube better source material, and they're not wrong, but a 10-minute ProRes file can be 50 gigabytes. Unless you've got very fast internet and a lot of patience, H.264 is at the right bit rate and is the practical answer for most creators. For the preset, let's start with Match Source Adaptive High Bitrate. But don't stop there. The bitrate settings are where the real difference is made, and I'll show you how to adjust those in just a second. For resolution, if you shot 1080p, then typically export in 1080p. If you shot 4K, export 4K. And your frame rate, make sure you match that source exactly. Do not change it. But here's something interesting I want to flag. If you shot in 1080p but you want better quality on YouTube, you can actually upscale your export to 4K before you upload. Now, before you say that sounds crazy, here's why it works. YouTube gives 4K uploads a significantly higher bit rate when it re-encodes. So your 1080p content viewed at 1080p by your audience will actually look better than if you had just uploaded the 1080p version directly. This is documented behavior, it's not a myth, and it's a trick that a lot of the bigger channels use. You don't have to do this. Your 1080p export with the right bitrate settings will look great, but it's worth knowing. Okay. Bitrate. This is the big one. This is where most people's exports fall apart. Let me explain what it actually means and then give you the exact numbers. Bitrate is how much data is packed into every second of your video. Think of it like saving a JPEG photo. If you save at low quality, the file is small, but the image looks soft and blocky. Save at high quality, the file is bigger, but the image is sharp. Bitrate works the same way. Higher bitrate means more data, better quality, bigger file. There are two ways to encode bitrate. CBR, which is constant bitrate, it uses the same amount of data every second, no matter what's on the screen. It's simple, but wasteful. VBR is variable bitrate. It's smarter. It uses more data during complex scenes like fast motion or a busy background, and less data during simple scenes like a talking head on a plain background. It's more efficient, has better quality, and it's the same file size. Add in 2-pass, which means Premiere actually watches your entire video first before it encodes anything. It figures out exactly where to spend the extra data. It makes your export a little slower, but the result is noticeably better. And that's what we're going to use. So here are the actual numbers. Write these down or screenshot this. I'll put them in the description too. For bitrate encoding, we're going to choose VPR 2-pass. Select that from the dropdown. The target bitrate for 1080p at 30 frames per second is 16 megabits per second. The maximum bitrate should be 20 megabits. The target is what Premiere aims for. The maximum is the ceiling it won't go above, even in the most complex scenes. You want the maximum to be a little bit above the target to give Premiere room to handle fast motion without sacrificing quality. Now for 4K, we'll set the target bitrate to 40, and the maximum bitrate we'll set to 50. If you shoot 60 frames per second, then bump that target to 60 and the maximum to 65. These numbers are pulled directly from YouTube's own recommended encoding guidelines and from testing by creators who have run side-by-side comparisons. Now this is the thing I mentioned at the start. You'll see two checkboxes: render at maximum depth and use maximum render quality. Both of these are unchecked by default. Render at maximum depth tells Premiere to process your video internally at 32-bit color depth before compressing it. If you've done any color grading or applied any LUTs or adjusted exposure, this makes a visible difference in how that color information survives compression. Turn it on. Then, use maximum render quality improves the quality anytime Premiere has to scale or blend footage. It costs a little extra on export time, but always turn it on. A quick one on audio before we save the preset. In the Audio tab, make sure the format is set to AAC. The sample rate, 48,000 Hz, not 44,100. That's CD quality, and YouTube has to convert it, which can introduce tiny artifacts. Make sure the channels are stereo, and the bitrate at 320 kilobits per second. YouTube re-encodes your audio down to about 160 when it delivers it to viewers, so giving it 320 to work with means that the re-encode starts from a much cleaner place. Now the best part, we're going to save all of this as a preset, so you do this exactly once and never again. Okay, here's the part I want you to do right now before you close this video. In the export dialog, next to the preset, you'll see 3 tiny dots. Click that. Click Save Preset. Now give this name a preset, something like My YouTube 4K Best Quality, and click OK. That's it. From now on, when you go to export a video for YouTube, just click that preset and every single setting we just went through is already done. You never have to think about this again. This took us a few minutes to set up, but it's going to save you from every bad export you would have made for the rest of your YouTube career. If you found this useful, please hit subscribe. Every week, I do a video like this, taking something technical that may affect your content quality and make it simple. Just the thing you need to know and how to do it. Here's a quick recap of what you've got. H.264, VBR 2-pass, 16 megabits target for 1080p, both checkboxes on, AAC audio at 48K, all of it saved in a preset. One question before you go. What resolution are you currently exporting at? Drop it in the comments below. Is it 1080p or 4K? I read every comment and I try to respond to all of them. I'll see you in the next video.